Hello, good morning. Today is day 2 of my Face the Camera challenge. Yesterday, I talked about being a people's person, being there for people, and people will be there for you. This morning, I made a comment yesterday, that I was going to talk about a little bit about my childhood, a little bit about the little challenges I faced as a child. And I want to believe that after today, anyone that listens to this, it will be an eye opener and it will also inform certain things we do. As a growing child, I was a very calm, to a large extent, I could say, little bit timid, but very calm, but very intelligent. And then we were always attending, we were Roman Catholics. My parents were Roman Catholics. And every Sunday evening, we must attend what is called the Block Rosary Crusade. I thank God for that foundation. I thank God for that background. I thank God because it taught me a whole lot about morality, chastity, and all of that. And that has always helped me. But a certain man who was supposed to be my guardian, my protector, I saw him as my godfather. You know, what I know now, I didn't know then. And parents, there weren't so much awareness at that time. But it is now that it has dawned on me and I began to understand that the man was actually taking advantage of me. I felt he just loved me because of my intelligence. And whenever there is anything like any program, they want to give anybody recitation, I am the one. You said, Nachi, you are the one that can study this because just give me a day, irrespective of the length of the Bible recitation, I would have memorized it. And that boldness, right from childhood, I will come out, stand on a podium, and I will recite the Bible passages. And this brother, in quote, I wouldn't want to mention names, and I thank God, God helped me. It didn't go beyond that level of molestation. But then I didn't see it. I was so naive. I didn't even tell anybody because unfortunately my parents are late. If they hear this now, it will really touch them. And my elder sister also is late. She would understand what I was trying to say. Then that brother will call me among all the little girls. I should be about 10, 11, 12 years old at that time. Yes, am I really? Yes, but I was not yet 12. I should be between 9, 10, 11, thereabouts. He would take me inside his room and he said, I want you to study these Bible passages because you are the only one that I like so much. You are the one that is going to recite this and that. And I will follow him. He will sit me on his laps and I noticed their hardness. He will just be rubbing my bum on his laps and all of that while I am busy memorizing and reciting. I never knew he was getting his satisfaction with that thing he was doing. And by the time I say, brother Lagbaja, let me put it that way, I've learned so and so. He said, that's my girl. You know, then I was on the tiny side, petite lady. I didn't develop a chest early enough. So, but I still remember vividly what he was actually doing then. I noticed that hardness, but the naivety, the innocency of my childhood did not let me know exactly what I was. But I thank God that it didn't get to the point of him trying to penetrate me and all of that. And that was the little experience I encountered, and I now know what it means to go through such molestation, because most times that thing plays into my brain. I say, so this man married was taking advantage of my naivety, my childhood, and using me to satisfy his sexual urge and all of that. And I didn't know, but I could remember there was a time while he was doing all of that. By the time I got up, I just realized that there was a wetness on my gown and all of that. And I remember I asked one question. I said, brother, what happened? He said, nothing, there is nothing. He just find a way of covering up that. And that was it. So at times, what am I trying to say? Mommies, who is that brother in the church that your daughter that is so close to your daughter, that is always you feel that brother is doing you a favor by using your daughter to do so many things and bringing her out. That brother loves my daughter because she's intelligent, and he's all around the girl, always taking the girl to a corner alone. Please be watchful. Be watchful. What I know now, because of my involvement with children, because of my involvement with people who run child care right and all that, I now know that I was being molested. I was being molested, but to the glory of God, it didn't go beyond that. But who knows what would have happened if it had lingered so long. But at a point, I started resenting his coming close to me and all of that. That's one part of, I can say it is sexual molestation, even though he didn't have any time penetrating into me. Another thing was, some people take advantage of our naivety, innocency, and our calmness and all of that. I could remember, is another story about my childhood, and all those things made me know that you must get to a point. Let's teach our children to stand up for themselves. Two incidents again happened during my childhood that made me say, no, nobody will ever take advantage of me, my mates, whoever it is. That boldness. The first incident was among my friends. I told you I used to be a very timid, shy, and calm child. My friends took advantage of that. I know that so many of them were always around me because I was highly intelligent. In the class, I would come out first and all of that. The cluster around me, though there were some people that were envious and all of that. I could remember there was a day we were playing outside, and few of them said, Nachi, put your hand down. I want to show you something. Immediately I put my hand down, and one of them used stone to hit my hand. And I couldn't do anything. I removed my hand. It hurt me so much. I went home and I cried to my mom. And my mom said, why should you allow your friends to do such to you? And she sat me down and talked to me. And I realized that I should be able to speak for myself at a certain time. I am 55. This year, May, I'm going to be 56 years old. May 14th precisely. I have never, like I tell people, I don't fight, I don't quarrel. But one fight that was like a whole fight, like I said, quiet, calm, timid. One girl, I will mention name, Ngozi, wherever she is today, if she hears me, she will laugh. That was the only fight I can say I ever fought up to this very moment. She insisted, looked for my trouble, like they will say that somebody is looking for your trouble, and they cornered me at a corner, and that was a fight. I tried to run away. In trying to run away from that fight, I tore her dress. And she went home, told the mommy the story. Do you know that some mothers, the mother dragged this girl? How can that small girl tear your clothes? And you came back and dragged the girl back to my house. My mom tried to placate, to say a lot of things, to these are childhood things and all of that. He said, no, they should bring me out. And I don't know, fear inside our house. I was just like, God, they should not bring me out, or I cannot fight. My mom said, okay, look at her. I don't know what people want to do to her. And to be sincere, that boldness, that strength, I don't know where it came from. And instantly, I just grabbed the girl, I threw her on the floor, I sat on her, and I put sand. Then when you throw somebody on the floor and you put sand, you have won the fight. The mother just dragged her and started beating her. Look at you, lazy girl. This small girl, this small Nachi is the one beating you. I felt victorious. I don't know where that strength came. I was so happy that for once I won a fight. For once, I was not going to be intimidated again, and that was the end of being intimidated by my mates, by my friends. You will now see that everybody wants to be my friend because they know that being with Nachi, you must learn. You can't fail exams. Being with me, I study hard, I do a lot of that. So this morning, I say, teach your children when to say no, when not to say no. And let them know when somebody is taking advantage of them and calling it favor. Any favor that is going to require something from you in return is manipulation and not favor. I was being manipulated by that man then. And it was like he was favoring me, he was giving me assignments to do and all of that. And he was taking advantage of me. And I pray that our children will not be in the hands of predators, those that will take advantage of them. And for you young girl out there, do not allow anybody to intimidate you, your mates. Nobody must shut you up. Learn to speak for yourself. Learn to stand up for yourself anytime, any day. Thank you. Till tomorrow, we'll talk about another thing. I love you all. Have a blessed day.